let's break down how to draw your viewer's eye to a specific area in your photographs using exposure, using color, using texture. And you already are pretty familiar with one way to draw your viewer's eye to a certain area of photo, just simply cropping. We've all had those moments where we felt cute in a picture, but we had our bestie next to us, so we kind of cropped them out, and we might have posted it with a body part still in the frame, or we were too tore up to put it up and didn't need to delete it later. All right, we gotta go inside. A storm is coming, it's on the way, and I'm gonna explain why I'm wearing this get up in 75-degree weather, and I hope that influences of the wild isn't standing around getting this. Opening up any version of Lightroom out of the last decade will be good enough to follow along with all these tips that we're going through right here today. However, over on the mobile side, there's a Lightroom app. If you're using the free version, some of the features are going to be locked behind a paywall, but there's an app called Snapseed. It's a nice substitute that will do all the principles that we're breaking down here today. Food photos. Food photos are the perfect candidate for drawing your eye to an area of a photo. I mean, they cover everything we're talking about today. Exposure, color, texture, and we're going to start with cropping as an example. So this is the finished photo, and I'm not really going to try to recreate this step for step, but we're going to get in the neighborhood. So this is the finished edited version. Here is what we started with, and oh boy, you can see right off the bat, this is not what made it to the Instagrams. So first thing I'm gonna do is flip this photo over to the right. So the idea would be that this hand here would be in the shot, but after mulling over this thing, which is also something you do in editing, nobody hardly talks about, you stare these photos down like a quarterback staring down a defense. This just simply was not gonna work from a photo standpoint. So I'm gonna adjust here. Now, if you're saying, hold on, Yeager, this isn't earth-shattering at all, but sit tight, because now we're gonna get into where this video hopefully earns its title of changing your thinking about photo editing in Lightroom. Instead of just using the vignette option and only brightening or darkening the corners of a photo, let's be a little bit more deliberate where we put those brighter and darker areas. In this case, I'm going to darken up the table with the adjustment brush, and here's an extreme look at it, showing you where I'm darkening that area up. The whole point is to get you looking at the food in the center of this photo, because I got nothing too interesting going on the wood table part, and that is how we use exposure to draw your eye to an area of a photo. And you've seen how texture can be used to draw your eye to an area of photo if you've ever looked at clothes for sale in a photo before in the last 20 years. I'm just gonna go back to the adjustment brush, get the texture tool this time, and I am going to paint on this scarf as if this scarf is what I want to sell in this photo and what I want to draw your eye to. It is this scarf. By painting on it with the adjustment brush and adjusting the texture, it gives it a little bit more of that textury feel. It looks like a little bit more warm wool. Now I'm gonna do an adjustment brush on the shirt, check the O button to see where all my paint went on the shirt, and I'm just going to bring the saturation down. It's a busy shirt with a lot of colors on that color keyboard that you can shop for at YeagerShots.com, by the way. But bringing that saturation down takes the emphasis off of that shirt, and I also went a little far. Let me get this area here. Just using the Alt key, paints color back in. Back inside of Lightroom, we're gonna do the same thing with texture, a new adjustment brush, and I'm gonna go down to the texture layer, but I'm gonna paint on there really fast right now. Okay, checking with the O key to see that all the paint is now over the food area. I'm just gonna adjust the texture of the photo, only covering up the food area. Gonna go really, really strong right here, which is fun that you can do that in food. It doesn't look so good soft, so going strong is a nice way to draw your eye. Color's an interesting one when it comes to drawing your eye. Like in this photo of Mac, I've got it in color right here, but going over to the black and white setting, you can see you can pick her face out a whole lot easier, and also that lamppost up on her forehead without the color, I guess, interfering in this one photo. And that is one way where color or lack of color can draw your eye to a certain area of a photo. Let's try it one more time in color, and we're going to show the black and white here. You can almost feel your brain adjusting in a different way between making out the color and black and white photo. So back into our food example, I'm just going to get a new adjustment layer brush here. We're gonna go with saturation over the salad. Go fast. Okay, now back over to saturation. We're gonna make that salad look a whole lot fresher just by adding more color to that one area and not the rest of the photo. And now, here's how our finished product turned out. Be sure to check out the Color Keyboard for Editors t-shirt available now at YeagerShots.com. And it looks like we avoided a storm pretty well. If you like this video, hit that like button. If you dislike this video, hit that dislike button twice. It's always a classic. It's one of my favorites. And subscribe to never miss a shot from YeagerShots.com.